geography, and nature. The United States is the third largest country in the world by land area, covering approximately 3.8 million square miles. The country is made up of 50 states, a federal district, Washington, D.C., and several territories. The longest river in the U.S. is the Missouri River, while the Mississippi River is the most voluminous. Alaska is the largest state in the U.S., and Rhode Island is the smallest. The Great Lakes, consisting of Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario, make up the largest group of freshwater lakes in the world. The highest peak in North America is Denali, located in Alaska. The U.S. has diverse climate zones, ranging from Arctic in Alaska to tropical in Hawaii and Florida. Yellowstone National Park, established in 1872, was the first national park in the world. The Grand Canyon in Arizona is one of the most iconic and visited natural landmarks. The Appalachian Trail, stretching over 2,000 miles, is one of the longest continuous footpaths in the world. History and government. The Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4, 1776, marking the United States' independence from British rule. The U.S. Constitution, drafted in 1787, is the oldest written national constitution still in use. The Bill of Rights comprises the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, guaranteeing individual freedoms. George Washington, the first President of the United States, served from 1789 to 1797. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President, led the country through the Civil War and abolished slavery with the Emancipation Proclamation. The Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was the deadliest conflict in American history. The U.S. entered World War I in 1917 and World War II in 1941. The Cold War, a geopolitical tension between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, lasted from the late 1940s to the early 1990s. The United States is a federal republic with a president serving as both head of state and head of government. The president is limited to 2 terms in office as established by the 22nd Amendment. Economy and industry. The United States has the world's largest economy, with a diverse range of industries, including technology, finance, and manufacturing. Wall Street, located in New York City, is a major global financial center. Silicon Valley in California is a hub for technology and innovation, home to many leading tech companies. The New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, is the largest stock exchange globally by market capitalization. Hollywood in Los Angeles is the entertainment capital of the world, producing a significant portion of global film and television content. Culture and society. The U.S. is a melting pot of cultures, with a rich tapestry of ethnicities, languages, and traditions. English is the most widely spoken language, but there is no official language at the federal level. The Statue of Liberty, a gift from France, stands in New York Harbor and symbolizes freedom and democracy. Thanksgiving, celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November, is a traditional American holiday. Baseball, basketball, and American football are among the most popular sports in the U.S. technology and innovation. The United States played a significant role in the development of the Internet, with the first successful message sent over the ARPANET in 1969. NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, was established in 1958 and has been at the forefront of space exploration. The first successful powered airplane flight was achieved by the Wright brothers in 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Landmarks and architecture. The White House in Washington, D.C., is the official residence and workplace of the President. The United States Capitol is the meeting place of the U.S. Congress. The Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco is one of the most famous suspension bridges in the world. The Empire State Building in New York City was once the tallest building in the world and remains an iconic skyscraper. Mount Rushmore in South Dakota features the sculpted faces of Presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Military and defense. The United States has one of the most powerful and technologically advanced military forces in the world. The Pentagon, located in Arlington, Virginia, serves as the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense. The United States has been involved in various military conflicts, including the Revolutionary War, Civil War, World Wars I and II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, Gulf War, Iraq War, and Afghanistan War. Education and innovation. The United States has some of the world's top universities, including Harvard, MIT, and Stanford. The GI Bill, passed in 1944, provided education benefits to veterans and greatly expanded access to higher education. Silicon Valley is a global center for technology and innovation, fostering the growth of numerous tech companies. Healthcare and medicine. The United States spends more on healthcare than any other country, but it does not have a universal healthcare system. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, is a leading public health agency based in Atlanta, Georgia. The Human Genome Project, completed in 2003, identified and mapped all the genes in human DNA. Transportation. The interstate highway system, initiated in the 1950s, is one of the largest and most comprehensive road networks in the world. The Transcontinental Railroad, completed in 1869, connected the East and West Coasts, facilitating transportation and trade. The Ford Model T, introduced in 1908, was the first mass-produced automobile. Social issues. The United States has a complex history with issues related to civil rights and equality, including the civil rights movement in the 1960s. The women's suffrage movement advocated for and achieved the right to vote for women with the passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920. The United States has seen significant progress in LGBTQ plus rights, including the legalization of same-sex marriage in 2015. Demographics. The U.S. population is diverse, with people of various racial, ethnic, and cultural backgrounds. The population of the United States is over 331 million people, as of my knowledge cutoff in 2022. Cultural icons. Elvis Presley, often referred to as the King of Rock and Roll, is one of the best-selling solo artists in the world. Michael Jackson, the King of Pop, is one of the most successful and influential entertainers in history. Marilyn Monroe, an iconic actress and model, remains a symbol of American beauty and glamour. Literature and arts. Mark Twain, the author of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, is considered one of America's greatest writers. The Harlem Renaissance in the 1920s was a cultural, social, and artistic movement that celebrated African American culture. The United States has produced numerous Nobel Prize-winning authors, including Ernest Hemingway, John Steinbeck, and Toni Morrison. Music. Jazz, blues, country, and rock and roll are genres of music that originated in the United States. Hip-hop, born in the Bronx, New York, has become a globally influential music genre. Film and television. Hollywood, located in Los Angeles, is the world's entertainment capital, producing a significant portion of global film and television content. The Academy Awards, or Oscars, are prestigious film awards presented annually by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Space exploration. The United States was the first country to land a man on the moon with the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. NASA's Space Shuttle program, operational from 1981 to 2011, played a crucial role in space exploration. Inventions and innovations. The light bulb was invented by Thomas Edison in 1879. The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. The Internet, while a global invention, has roots in the development of ARPANET, a U.S. military project. Famous landmarks. Times Square in New York City is known as the Crossroads of the World. The Hollywood sign in Los Angeles is an iconic symbol of the American entertainment industry. The White House, located in Washington, D.C., is the official residence of the President. The Statue of Liberty, a gift from France, stands in New York Harbor and symbolizes freedom. Sports. Baseball is often referred to as America's pastime and has a rich history dating back to the 19th century. American football, with the National Football League, NFL, is one of the most popular sports in the country. Basketball, with the National Basketball Association, NBA, has a significant following in the U.S. national symbols. The bald eagle is the national bird and symbol of the United States. The American flag, also known as the Stars and Stripes, has 13 stripes representing the original 13 colonies and 50 stars representing the states. Military history. The United States was involved in both World War I and World War II, playing a crucial role in the Allies' victory. The Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was a conflict between the Northern States, Union, and Southern States, Confederacy, over issues including slavery. National holidays. Independence Day, celebrated on July 4th, marks the adoption of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Thanksgiving, celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November, is a time for expressing gratitude and sharing a feast with family and friends. Political system. The United States has a federal system of government, with power divided between the federal government and individual states. The President is both the head of state and head of government, elected to a 4-year term. The U.S. Congress is bicameral, consisting of the Senate and the House of Representatives. Science and technology. The United States has been a leader in space exploration, with achievements such as the Apollo moon landings and the Mars rover missions. The Human Genome Project, completed in 2003, mapped the entire human genome, identifying all the genes in human DNA. Environmental issues. The U.S. faces various environmental challenges, including climate change, deforestation, and pollution. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, is a federal agency responsible for protecting human health and the environment. Global influence. The United States is a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. The U.S. is a member of various international organizations, including NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the World Trade Organization, WTO. Social movements. The civil rights movement in the 1950s and 1960s advocated for racial equality and the end of segregation. The women's liberation movement of the 1960s and 1970s sought to address gender inequality and promote women's rights. Space exploration. NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, is the U.S. agency responsible for the nation's civilian space program and aeronautics research. The Apollo 11 mission in 1969 successfully landed the first humans on the moon, with astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. Healthcare. The Affordable Care Act, ACA, also known as Obamacare, was signed into law in 2010 to increase access to health care. The United States faces ongoing debates about the structure and accessibility of its healthcare system. Transportation. The United States has an extensive transportation network, including highways, railways, airports, and public transit systems. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, achieved the first successful powered airplane flight in 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.